Hey guys, welcome back to Angry Bike Mechanic. Had a tooth out yesterday and they sound funny. I also got a mic, so that might be kind of cool. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better. The bike in the stand is a Rocky Mountain Altitude, the Alloy 750. I don't know if there was a C750. Anyway, this is one of the first 27.5-inch wheel bikes that Rocky Mountain did. I remember it being wildly popular. So I like it, it's cool, but this bike got into my stand and immediately noticed several things. Now keep in mind, this is a 2013, 2014 bike. Or wait, was it 2012? I think it was close to 2013. So let's take a look at some of the things that I look for when these bikes come in. All right, first things first, you will notice the crank puller installed on this race face guy. I'm going to pull this off. Can you guess why? Just look down here really quick. Here's your clocking right here. This is supposed to be lined up with your crank arm. And this little guy, all right, is supposed to be lined up with your crank arm. Well, this has some severe shifting issues up front. And to boot, this particular bike had shifting issues anyway because the configuration of these chainrings for some reason just didn't work super great. You'll note that the chainrings are also Preventative, let me get my finger in there, Preventative rings, this race face crank. Really not a big deal, but if things aren't installed right on any crank, it's not going to work right. So that's what we're looking at there. You know, coming around this side, we've got SLX brakes. And then you work your way up here, and you see this residue. Got some really old seals. So when you see that kind of residue on a shock, it tells me that the brakes haven't been bled, because people usually address these shock issues first, and all that oil and dirt. So coming up to the fork, okay, this is a flanged dust wiper. You can actually feel it's kind of brittle almost. And this seal got discontinued back in like 2015 or 2014. So this fork's never been serviced, basically. And so when I get into this fork, I actually look for stanchion wear right in there. This would be about where you find it, typically. So I don't know if I will on this one. It seems to be gently ridden, but who knows. Notice the XT levers, both sides. Well, these SLX calipers, that's really interesting to me. So brakes have been worked on. Somewhere along the line, we've got some issue occurred with the brake system. If you look here, I don't even know if I can really show you. Oh, there it is. Let's see if we can zoom in. See that residue? That is brake residue. Let's get in here and see that dirt? That is all brake fluid leaking out of the system. It's amazing how much better I can see it when I'm zoomed in, as opposed to the naked eye. So brakes have some trouble, and that could just be the fluid just degrading and leaking past the seals. So what you want to look for is this kind of stuff. And this is the blatant stuff. Really just kind of screams, obviously there's a problem. When I get into this bike, my initial estimate is going to be brake bleeds, air can service, and while this is a part, I'll throw it on the dyno and see how the damper's behaving. If that needs further service, then we'll have that discussion with the bike owner. We'll include a shock service. You know, with the Shimano brakes with fluid that looks this bad, I'll charge $30 to $35 per brake to bleed it, just so I make sure I get all that black fluid out. Usually that takes 40, 45 cc's of fluid per brake, which is a lot of work, and it's a lot of fluid. Going to replace or going to realign these chain rings. Check the bottom bracket bearings while I'm in there. Check out the Shimano hubs and see if they're still acting the way they're supposed to. But this all starts with this initial service, which is comprehensive. All right, just really quick, I wanted to show you the reason this brake lever was leaking. I don't know if I can really get in there. The threads are stripped and gone. The bleed bolt literally just fell out. So what that looks like is a new lever. There's no way that this thing is going to hold fluid the way it's supposed to and keep the pressure the way it's supposed to. It's just going to fail. So yeah, new brake lever, M675 if anyone's got one.